Hi, I'm your host, Erica Polsinelli, and welcome to Evolve by Erica, the podcast, where we talk all things spirituality, ascension, health, wellness, and beyond. I'm so excited that you are here. Come on in. Hello, guys, and welcome to the first solo episode of Evolve by Erica, the podcast in 2024. I'm so excited to be here filming the first solo of 2024. Wow. So I know this is a little late. I wrap up all of my end of year podcasts in like October, November, and I can't do a new year podcast in November because I'm not in the energy of the new year. So this had to get filmed in the new year. So I'm bringing you all the fresh new energy, and you probably feel it within me right now and hear it in my voice. And sorry it's late, but it's arriving in divine time. I hope that you are doing well. I hope that you had a good holiday season, and I hope you had a brand new, refreshing start to the new year. I want to share a little bit about the energy of 2023 and the energy of 2024 and how we're transitioning, how I'm processing some of this, some energy that I'm specifically bringing in and bringing into this community. Oh my God, I'm beaming with excitement because let me just tell you, you already know, if this is your first episode with me and if you were with me through the summer, OMG, 2023 was so deep and so fucking hard. Sorry if there are children in the room. I just had to use that word because of how intense it was. And we had the Venus retrograde in the summer, which was really a lot. It was just really deep and a lot. And there was a lot of different transits that happened to make the past year rough. But in numerology, it was a 7-year, and it was all about the inner world and life within and going within yourself, unearthing what has been there that needs to come to the surface and creating that space, releasing it and creating that space to bring in something brand new. And I've never felt it on such a deep level than this past year. So 2023 was really about that inner energy. And there was so much that came up for so many of us over this past year. And while we were in it, holy moly, it just is not easy to see the light while you're in it. And it's like, is this going to be forever? Like, oof, this is rough. Am I going to come out of this? Am I going to be okay on the other side? Am I going to get my light back? Am I going to get that aligned feeling back? And we always do. And I want 2023 to be a chapter and a testament to life, the ebbs, the flows, and the chapters that we're presented with, because everything is temporary. Everything is here to give us what we need in this moment to create the next version of ourselves, to continue to support us in evolving. And that is not always rainbows and butterflies as much as we really wish that it could be. And a lot of us felt that in 2023. In 2024, we're coming into this brand new energy. We started the year coming out of Mercury retrograde on January 1st. It was like epic timing. Last year, we started with a ton of retrogrades at the beginning of the year. I feel like the year didn't start till like March. And we're just in this new chapter, in this new frequency, astrologically speaking, but also within ourselves. And we're very wired to the Gregorian calendar. That's what we follow as a society. So there is a tremendous amount of collective energy that is like a tidal wave coming into 2024. And we can move into that space of new year, new goals, getting focused or not. It doesn't matter. It's whatever serves you. And I've shared in the past that the new year energy was never for me, but this year something was different, and it's everything I needed at the perfect time. But this is always your reminder I'm going to give you. Every single moment of every single day, every single deep breath we take is another opportunity to start again and to have a brand new start. So 2024 is an 8 in numerology, and this is karma. And I was just talking to a friend about how when we hear karma, we might tense up a bit because we've been programmed to like karma's a bitch. Karma's only a bitch. She was sharing a meme, actually. I'd never heard it before today. Karma's only a bitch if you're a bitch. So we could just take a big sigh of relief. So what is karma? Karma is getting back what you have been putting out. And I think it's time that we really focus on reprogramming our minds to understand that and to get our energy in the right place and make sure that we are aligned in putting out what we intend to receive back, what we want to receive back, and just being the light that we want to see in the world. So this year is an 8. Which is going to help a lot of new chapters land, all of the seeds that we planted in 2023, all of the things that we have planted in the past that were in the works. This is the year that many of them can come into fruition. And it's kind of like reaping all of the benefits, all of the blessings of the work that we've put in and the energy that we've put out, and it's all coming back. So I want you to just feel that for a second, just like you gathering up all of those good intentions that you've put out in the past, all of the seeds that you've got, all of the energy and blessings you've shared with others coming back to you tenfold. What an abundant year could bring. And that's what 8 also brings. 8 is known to be the energy of abundance, the energy of infinity. If you turn it sideways, it's the infinity sign. And it's here to help us tap into the infinite that lives within us and the infinite that's possible in society. And I believe that we've been under a lot of programs, a lot of brainwashing, and we're here now in this year of 2024 to truly rewrite the rules and to see ourselves as infinite, boundless beings, able to do, achieve, experience what may be beyond anything we can dream up. I truly feel that. Something else just popped in though, and this is a very different note. We're going to change the vibe for a minute, but 2024 is also an election year. And election years, shit gets crazy because there are programs and manipulation and a lot of other things that happen behind the scenes. And I kept getting the message, and I was like, I should do an Instagram post that's just like, let's not all forget we love each other when 2024 comes. Like, remember, we love each other, because I think times like this can bring up so much separation. And I'm such a firm believer that so many of us truly want the same things. And a lot of the programs that run in our society separate us and make us feel very different from one another. But I truly believe that we're more alike than we are different. So with that being said, as much as 2024, I believe, is going to be such an abundant year, individually and collectively, I also think we're going to see a lot come to the surface this year. I think there's going to be a lot of shenanigans that pop up. And I feel that this is going to be a year where we're going to be very grateful that we've had a practice, that we've been practicing, and that we could help others find a practice and find their ground and that space within themselves. Being able to cut out some of the noise around us and be able to come into that sound, energy, and frequency within ourselves. I think that's going to be super important. And coming back to that this year is an 8 year as well. In Kundalini, we talk about the 10 bodies, and the 8th body is the pranic body. So this is the year of the pranic body. What does that mean? The pranic body is all about that life force energy that the breath brings in. Our breath brings us health. Our breath brings us consciousness. Our breath brings us power, over our thoughts, over our fear. It takes us out of the chatter, the noise, the words, the stories, and brings us more in alignment to our truth, our baseline. And the baseline should be prosperity, abundance, health, vitality, all of those things. The pranic body, when we have a strong one, it helps to bring all of that. How can we get a strong pranic body? We can achieve that by breath work, of course, Kundalini yoga, breath work, meditation, mantra, eating healthy, not consuming a lot of alcohol, sleeping well, taking care of the physical body. And then, of course, not taking care of it would look like the opposite of those things. So just tending to the pranic body, I think, is going to be a really important aspect to help us stay in our truth, stay grounded in it as we embark on this new year. I feel like personally, there's so many things that 2023 for me was a year of like a lot of stillness, a lot of going in, a lot of unearthing, a lot of opening, expansion, all within. And I'm feeling that this energy of like, okay, the quarantine is over and we're coming out of this and we are spreading our auric field. We're spreading our wings. We're spreading our energy field, and we're going to give birth to a lot this year. So there have been some things for Evolve. I want to say there's 3 major things that I've been wanting to do within Evolve and extensions of Evolve for probably 2 to 3 years. And this is the year that it's going to happen. This is the year that it's going to come into fruition. And I truly cannot wait for it. And I'm not ready to share what those things are because I want to get a bit closer to sealing the deals before I share them. But they're big. They're going to impact all of us in a really positive way and just give more opportunity and more experiences to us, more connection. And community is a really big theme for me for 2024. And I just want to continue to foster that and expand that out. So I'm personally so excited. 2024 has also brought up this phrase for me that landed this morning, which is intuitive urgency. So it's not, urgency sounds impatient. It's not impatient. It's like a patient intuitive urgency. Urgency being now's the time. Like we're on this earth, we get these divine downloads. Now's the time to take action. Now is the time to carry out our dreams and move towards them and do what feels aligned for us rather than keep it on the back burner or wait for someone else to do it. We could easily do that. But it feels really crappy when we had an idea that we wanted to give birth to, and then it's done somewhere else or somewhere else or somehow, some way else. So I feel this sense of intuitive urgency, having your goals and your dreams that you want to achieve and saying now is the time to do them. This year's the time to do them. And you're going to know what it is you're supposed to take action on versus what you're not. So I had some of these ideas since 2021, 2022, and I haven't taken action on them yet, but it's most likely because this is the divine time to do it, for the world to receive it, for me to put it out and give birth to it. So I think it would be nice in the beginning of this year, where we are right now, getting clear. What are some non-negotiables that you are going to do this year? What is it? What is going to feel so fulfilling to you? What is going to make you feel so successful and so happy and aligned for you to take action on? And make that commitment to yourself. Commitment's another word that came in for 2024 in self-discipline. Being able to commit to ourselves in any way is everything, because I know everything in my life is built around my practice. I mean, everything, like me, my nervous system, my marriage, my relationships, all of them, my podcast, my Evolve, our community, every single thing in my life all stems from one thing, and it's my morning practice. And my commitment to that practice is a reflection of how everything else is going to go and feel. If I'm skipping out on my morning meditation practice, I'm not showing up and coming with the messages for this podcast that I could be. I'm not showing up and on film days with the meditations that I could be. I'm not showing up in my relationships as the person that I could be. And that's just facts for me. And it's tried and true for me. I know I've fallen off before. I've slacked off before. I've done the bare minimum in my morning practice before. And I know the version that I get through that. And I also know the version I get through a commitment to myself every single morning. And that is the person I prefer over and over and over again. And I want to be one of those people that's like, don't be so strict and flow and listen to yourself and be intuitive. Yes, all of those things. Yet for me, so much of the medicine I need is in my structured morning practice. It just is. Everything else, even that is intuitive. The way we go on the app and we choose what we feel we need that day, that's intuitive. You know what you can do, and you know what maybe you don't have the energy for that day. The way I move through a workout, every single morning I tune in with my body. I get to my mat for my workout. There's the self-discipline, there's the structure, there's the commitment. But as I get on my mat, that's where the flow and the intuition comes from. Okay, what does my body want to do today? How does my body want to move today? Then as I move into my kitchen for my first meal, what does my body need today to feel nourished and to feel supported? So it's like, we know we're going to eat every day. We know we're going to go to the bathroom every day. We know we're going to shower every day. Hopefully we know we're going to meditate and work out every day. But it's then having that structure, having that self-discipline, the commitment to bring you to all those places. And then when you're in them, having that flow and finding that space of, okay, now what do I need during this block of time in my day? And that's kind of how I see it and how I interpreted it. And 2023 was a challenging year for me. As I shared with you, I went to depths of my soul that I have never seen before. I went to these depths of emotions that I've never experienced before. And it was dark and uncomfortable. And coming out of it, I've gained so much clarity and wisdom and this fire to commit to me, to commit to evolve in a whole new level. And that all starts by committing to my practice every single morning. And this is just my experience. You guys come here and you listen to all like my deepest thoughts and opinions. And that's just what works for me. And I hope that you take what resonates with you and leave the rest. But it was so exciting to start January off with our challenge. I love the January challenge energy. It's like no other. I mean, we can create this anytime we want as a community. We just have to commit to that and promise ourselves we'll do it and come back with all of this energy for another challenge. But there is something for the top of the year challenge that's like no other. And it's been incredible seeing the DMs come in and the emails just saying how much the practice has already impacted people who just started a week ago. And if you've been practicing and this is what lands right with you, you know how powerful it really can be. So it's been such a pleasure, such an honor to share the meditations with you. I am beyond grateful and humbled to be able to share this and just share in this like little secret with each other that I don't want it to be a secret, but I still feel like it is in a way. Like when I first found Kundalini, I was like, this is the best kept secret ever. I have to tell everybody about this. And those who are ready for it and on the frequency of it receive it. And a lot of other people are just not, and that's okay. But we share in this common energy, frequency, field. And it's so cool to know that we're not alone, to know that we know what it feels like to be connected to our divine, to connected to spirit, connected to our infinite consciousness. And each day that you tune in, I want you to think about that we're all beside one another, connecting and really, really connecting to that and one another. But this year is going to be a really powerful one. I think it's really important to remember that the eighth body out of the 10 bodies, and Kundalini is the pranic energy. Do everything you can this year to give yourself so much prana, give yourself so much life force, because that is what neutralizes those supercharged triggers, traumas that live within us. And it helps us, the breath work, the prana, helps us to come to this space of neutrality where we could see things clearly. We could see things not from our challenges, our traumas, our triggers, but from a space of wisdom and divine knowing. And that prana is just going to really fuel us up to be able to have the most aligned year. So I'm so beyond grateful for you being here, for tuning into the podcast, for you doing the meditations if you're a part of the Evolve community, and so grateful for everyone who shares the podcast and the meditations with others. It means the absolute world to me. And also what means the world to me is when you guys write in any DMs or reviews for the podcast. I just literally do a dance every single time I get a DM, and then like I show Vinny, I'm like, look at the message I just got, like every single time, because that is why I chose this path, truly to give people tools that could really help themselves, empower them to gain power over their life and create the life that they intend and wish to live. So if you ever want to send out some good karma, I would love for you to slide into the DMs, share about how the practice is going for you, or write a review for the podcast and rate it if you're guided to. It means the world, and it also helps more people to find the podcast as well. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. I am wishing you the most prosperous, abundance, new year, and I wish you so much health, radiance, and vitality. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. May the long time sun shine upon you. Sat Nam.